Hey everybody, welcome to Invictus Fitness. This is Coach Nunu, and wanted to give you guys some stretches for your post run. So after you finish running, we programmed some static stretching, and I wanted to give you guys just a few ideas. These aren't the only stretches that you can use, but these at least give you some place to start. So the first thing that I want to address is your hips and your quads. So I like using a wall. We call this a couch stretch. You can use a rack, you can use a couch at home. Doesn't matter if you're watching TV at home, this is a great stretch. So ideally you want to bring your knee as close to the wall as you can. And if you lean back, you're going to get a nice good hip opening. All right? Now if you lean forward, if you lean forward, you're going to get a nice good hip opening. If you lean back, you're going to feel this more in your quads. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to spend about 3 minutes on each side. So 3 minutes, opening up your hips. You can vary this between leaning forward and leaning back. Hips and quads are going to be targeted here. Again, 3 minutes on the right side, 3 minutes on the left side. The other stretch I like, and you can do this using the wall or without the wall, for your hamstrings, legs straight ahead and then just forward fold. So just leaning forward into it, and then again, hanging out here for about 3 minutes. I know stretching is probably not the most fun thing to do, but your body will thank you. No phones while you do this either. So if you wanted to and needed to, you could always elevate your hips a little bit, and you can use the wall to assist with the stretch. Again, legs are straight. Some of you guys will be able to touch your toes, no problem. Some of you guys may not be able to, so maybe you hold on to your shoelaces. And some of you may not even be able to hold your shoelaces, so you're going to hold the back of your calves or your Achilles. All right? So that should address your hamstrings, which will give us a nice transition into your lower back. So I like nice and simple, just a cross shin position for your low back. Right leg forward, left leg forward, doesn't matter how you start. And then just leaning forward and hanging out here. Again, I like to hold these stretches for 3 minutes. If you don't have 3 minutes, try to hold it for 2 at least. But you're going to get more the more time you spend doing these stretches. You can switch your leg position, so the opposite leg is forward, and then you'll find that one side might be tighter than the other, so you might want to spend a little bit more time on the tighter side. All right? We could also use the wall for calf stretch. So for your calf stretch, you want the ball of your foot up against the wall, and then leaning into it. The closer you try to get to the wall, the more of a stretch you're going to get. So this is a nice good little stretch for your calves, especially when you first start running. You might find that your calves are super tight, so this is ideal for it. You could also elevate it. So let's say on a curb or anything that you have, like even a plate at the gym, a 45-pound plate, elevating your calf and just kind of hanging out there. I like the box for your T-spine stretch. If you're a little bit more flexible, you're not going to necessarily need the box, but I like putting my hands on the box and then leaning down with my torso. You're going to find a nice good stretch in the upper portion of your back. So this is targeting your T-spine. Now if you were doing this stretch without the box, it would look a little bit like this. And if you're a little bit more flexible, you could always put your hips up or your chin up, and you're going to feel that in the upper portion of your back. The last stretch I have for you guys is targeted towards your shoulders, and you could go right arm over your left. This is going to target the outside of the shoulder, spending a little bit of time here, maybe a minute or two on each side. Again, bringing the arm over. And then the other common stretch that you find for the shoulders is just bringing the arm behind your head and then hanging out there, holding it for like 2 minutes on each side. So that should give you guys a good idea of how to cool down. Generally what you'll see is that you'll see us pick 2 or 3 major groups, major muscle groups, and then focus on those groups. So that could be hamstrings, it could be calves, it could be like your Achilles area, it could also be your shoulders, your T-spine, hips. Pick and choose, but hopefully that gives you guys a good place to start.